You know, the funny thing is, um, who is it? Like, I read a lot of these like comments, whatever it is. They seem to be attacking Europeans the most. Like their anger, their hatred, like mainly attacked or goes towards Europeans. And at the same time, they seem to have this desire to connect with Asians and Polynesians and Native Indians, all these non-European countries, like Arabs, Italians, whatever you may say. This is the stupidity of all these um, black people who are making these Afrocentric or fake black history. Is because the truth of the matter is that if you really think about if you think who are the most racist towards black people, Europeans would not be number one. The number one race would be Indians. Okay, and I mean their racism does not even go towards black people. It goes towards anyone with very, very dark skin. Now, we are now brainwashed to believe that somehow that Europeans taught them. This is what these black liars love to say. They always say, "Oh, Europeans, the colonizers, taught the Indians to hate and to be prejudiced against people of dark skin." That ain't true. If you actually sit down and read the history of India, they always had a caste system. They always categorized those who are untouchables and those who are, part of the high caste. And this is the same with, if you go to every culture, you go to Korea, you go to China, you even go to Samoa, every culture had caste systems. And usually those people who were of higher caste, even within, not so much in Polynesia, but you may say in China and Thailand and all that, they usually were light-skinned people. They were usually very white-skinned. And if you think about China, that probably this, I would say Chinese, Japanese, Koreans would be second. And they too, they don't care if you're African, Polynesian, Indian. They just hate, they just discriminate about of people of even brown skin. You can have brown skin of Polynesian or even darker. They just discriminate it because their form of beauty is to have white skin. And it has nothing to do with colonization. That is just, if you just look into history, having white skin was part of royalty, was part of um, being of the high caste of the royal families in those countries. And I would say the third most racist people are Arabs. Like, I do not know how many stories I've heard. In fact, I've also heard that there is still slavery happening in Africa, North Africa. There's still thousands and thousands of Africans who are slaves to Arabian people. And you'll find this racism is much worse up in North Africa. Not so much in Egypt, but more like Morocco and Libya and those areas, Tunisia. I mean, the racism is so bad over there that if you're West African, they'll probably check your passport. I don't know. I've just seen a lot of racism over there. And as for Europeans, yeah, they were racist, just like every other race, but I would put them fourth. They're the, and the reason why I say this is that if you look in history, And this is what black people do not realize. That yes, there were lots of bad white people who enslaved and did so many bad, cruel things to African people. But at the same time, African Americans seem to forget that it was also the same white people that freed black people. And when you think about it, if you think about immigration and all those laws, it's usually the European countries are more lenient in bringing black people into their country than, say, China or Japan or North Africa. So, and as for Polynesians, we're not racist. We're not racist, but because we are heavy people. But like what everyone says about Samoans, if you like get on the wrong side of Samoans and Polynesians, they will be racist. They will be very hateful, and there is nothing more that stirs a Polynesian or a Samoan soul more to hatred is when you rewrite or retell our story of Samoa. When you try and make up some lies, because we are very proud people. We don't need you blacks to retell our stories, retell our legends, retell our genealogy, and don't ever dare say that we ever deny any contact with Melanesia or Fiji, because it's all part of our history. But in saying that, just like there are Spaniards still living in Brazil who are proud Spaniards, and for you blacks to say that everyone in Brazil's got black DNA in them is BS, okay? There's still a lot of white Spaniards out there. And the same with in Polynesia, Samoa and Tonga especially, still a lot of pure-blooded Samoans who are, like myself, very proud of their race, even though I would say I'm not full-blooded, but I'm close to it. I'm 70% Polynesian and 30% European, and I have about 2% Negro, Mioli, or Fijian blood in me. But you know what? I embrace all of it. It's who I am.